the discontinued Puredistance M. It is a perfume I would not be talking to you about normally because I know that it is not being produced anymore and it's very hard to find. But this perfume is going to be leaving my collection today, so I decided to make this video for you. Puredistance M is one of the truly legendary perfumes of our time, and there are several factors that contribute to this status. It is the perfumer, the brand, of course, the scent itself, and since 2022, the fact that it's discontinued. It is a leather-themed perfume that was created by Roja Dove. And of course, Roja Dove has a legendary status himself. Now he is, I think, retired from the day-to-day operations of his brand, but this was something that he did himself. He worked at Guerlain for a long time, then he founded his own brand, but generally there are not too many perfumes that he created for some other brands. And this alone already makes Puredistance M a special perfume. Another reason for all the excitement is the brand that it was created for. I think that Puredistance is actually a much more exclusive, rare, and in many ways smart, stylish brand than even Roja Dove perfumes. Roja Parfum, the brand has always been focused on keeping the balance between the exclusivity and desirability and giving people access and opportunity to actually smell and discover the perfumes. And here is a big difference to Puredistance. Puredistance is actually making a huge effort not to be present in too many retail locations because they want to be that elusive, exclusive brand. Last time I spoke with them, I remember something like 100, so they were aiming to be in no more than 100 stores worldwide, and 100 is really a very tight selection. In many cases, they're present in only one store in the whole country, if at all. And a lot of brands say that they only work with retailers who are truly capable to understand them and to present them. At the end of the day, it's a trade-off. You want to be in stores as a brand because if you're not in stores, nobody will be able to try your perfumes and nobody will be able to know about you. So many brands compromise, but Puredistance is one of those brands that does not do this. That is one of the reasons why the brand is surrounded by legends, because it's really not so easy to get a hold of and try. This certainly adds to the mystique of Puredistance M, but the main reason why this is the juice of legends is the fragrance itself. If you go online and do a quick search for some reviews, which I did a couple of days ago, there are reviews that literally speak of god-level perfume, which does not happen often because normally online community is taking everything down. In this case, this perfume is being put on a pedestal because sadly, it is really as good as they say. Mr. Dove has created a masterpiece here. It is an extremely complex perfume with a lot of textures that work together in a miraculous way because normally they shouldn't. It is developing on skin in beautiful ways. It really lasts from morning till the next morning or whenever you decide to shower next, and then some, because when I spray it on my wrist, it survives hand washing, which is kind of incredible. It really is a head turner and a compliment getter. Which doesn't really often happen with leather fragrances, but this does it. It was stored in the far corner of my collection because I know that it's discontinued, so I didn't want to use it too often. You know, I want to kind of keep it for the collection. But a couple of days ago, I found it again, and I kid you not, my significant other, who had no idea what it is because I didn't tell him, and he goes, "Oh, what smells so good, Yana? This is a perfume that is really good and I can get behind it." And so that you get an idea how selective he is with his perfume choices, I have a collection of about 800 perfume bottles at home, and he uses 7. And every time I show him a new scent and he goes like, yeah, it's nice. And I ask him, "So would you like to use it?" And he goes like, no, thank you. But this time, I didn't ask him about it, but he was eager to get his hands on it, which is very rare. This is a compliment getter, truly. So what does Puredistance M smell like? This is a perfume that was inspired by Sean Connery and the grey leather interior of the Aston Martins that he was driving as the 007 agent. Of course, Sean Connery being one of the coolest actors, people, and James Bonds ever. That alone is enough to make you curious about this perfume. On my skin, Puredistance M starts off as a herbal green spicy perfume. It starts with something that I would call Artemisia, but it's not listed as an official note. So I think it starts off greenish spicy. First, the citruses, but they fade within seconds as they do. And what they leave is the slightly bitter but still spicy artemisia, cloves, maybe some geranium. So it starts off interesting, and it starts off not as a typical leather scent, because in that moment, what I feel is actually not the leather, but the ingredients that I used to aromatize the leather, because leather production is not a good smelling process. It smells awful. So historically, luxury leather goods were scented with perfumes. And I imagine that this scent of this herbal green spicy mix is something that would or could have been used on really expensive leather goods created for boss guys of the Renaissance. So I think their leather products could have been scented like this. So from the very beginning, it is kind of a boss level perfume, but without trying too hard. For example, recently I did a review of Oud Zarian, and Oud Zarian is trying extremely hard to convince the bros that it is a boss bro level scent. Now, Puredistance M doesn't try at all, it just is. It's like you smell it and you know, like, hey, this is the real deal. After the greenish, spicy, sharp kind of opening, the sweeter things start coming through in this perfume. Cinnamon, softened by rose, the woods, the leather accord starts to develop. And this is a beautiful phase because this is the kind of leathery, ambery scent that you just want to immerse yourself in. You just never want to let it go once it is in your nose. You want to smell it forever. It is that good. It's like you are entering a mind space of refined, pleasant, indulgent, luxurious leather, wood, whatever combination. And this phase, luckily, lasts for a very long time. So you get enough time to enjoy it. So this is like the middle of the perfume. And then in the dry down, so hours later, we are coming back to this earthy, greeny sharpness that mixes in with the leather and amber, because we have oak moss, we have patchouli here. So in the dry down has this ship vibe. Now, a lot of people call Puredistance M a throwback to vintage perfume style. I haven't lived long enough to know what true vintage perfume style is, to be honest. But for me, it does not smell vintagey or old. It does not smell like from a bygone era to me. It smells super contemporary and extremely pleasant for today's nose. To sum up, what does Puredistance smell like? It smells like an extremely complex, super finely tuned and mixed perfume that is centered around the leather accord, but the leather accord has so much other stuff going on. There is the green side to it, so it's like a greenish leather. There is the suede accord that is communicated through the ambery, cinnamony softness of the rose, which is not present as a flower, but it softens the composition. There is this extremely smart, shipper-like base in here. All of this mixed together creates a scentscape that just does not let you go. There is some magic to it that is extremely hard to capture verbally. So Puredistance M, a real masterpiece created for Puredistance by Roja Dove, sadly discontinued since 2022. Now there is another perfume created by, I think, Antoine Lee that has taken its place as the new generation of James Bond, because Sean Connery sadly is not with us anymore. So the new Puredistance M is dedicated to the Daniel Craig James Bond era, and that perfume is cool as well. It's different though. It's not the same as the original M that was the perfume number 3 created for Puredistance. It is basically impossible to get these days. And now that I've told you how awesome it is, and that even my significant other wants to wear it, I am giving it away. I'm passing it on, which is Now that I'm talking about it, half of me doesn't want to do it, but half of me decided to allow this to happen. Recently, I've been contacted on one of the many messengers that I'm present on by a guy that I do not know, who was asking if I have Puredistance M in my collection. And sometimes I get requests like that. People just ask, do you have it? Can you tell me what it smells like? I'm thinking about buying it or not buying it, whatever. So I thought it was one of those requests, and I say, yeah, I have Puredistance M. What would you like to know? And he goes, are you selling it? And I'm like, nah, not really, because I know that I'm probably not going to be able to get a replacement. So no, sorry. And I thought that was it. Because normally you say no to somebody, maybe they tried one or two times more, but then they give up, which is okay. I'm like that as well. But he just kept trying, and at some point you have to appreciate that. And when I asked about the reason for this relentless interest in Puredistance M, I was told that it's actually a love story. It's matters of the heart. They're getting engaged, and the partner named Puredistance M as their favorite perfume that they were never able to get their hands on. And now this person is actually willing to go to another country to pay a crazy amount of money to make it happen, which I think is actually hugely romantic. And who am I to stand in the way of love? So all for love. And if you ever see the original M from Puredistance being sold somewhere, grab it as long as you can. It is beautiful. And if you don't want it for yourself, let me know so I can get it. Puredistance M, true masterpiece. And I wish the person who gets this bottle all the best and a very happy marriage.